Item 1, discussion and consideration, possible action of abandoning the Performing Arts Center project. C, do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. I'm going to change this one up. Discussion and consideration of a possible action on unspent bond, possible unspent monies for the reconstruction, renovation of Fort Ringo Performing Arts Center. And I use the word possible because that is just one of the options. So at this time, discussion on consideration of possible action, possible unspent bond monies for reconstruct renovation of Fort Ringo Performing Arts Center. That means that we have either auditoriums or going out to a new, building a new one. But basically, this is what that motion is about.
Can I move that we approve this item under the condition that we had several options and community feedback?
That's fine. Mr. Ramirez made a motion to include that we're bring several options to the table, which is the intention of this board. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Number 3, consider take possible action on architectural service agreement with Design Group for the renovation of Fort Ringo cafeteria. The fact of the matter that the main cafeteria we have behind the flagpole, we're asking to get it semi-renovated till they finish the warehouse over there, which is about a year and a half or two away. The plans are coming out. They're going to be putting it out for bid, but it does take about a year and a half or two. And the food services needs a warehouse, and that's an old building that basically is asked to get renovated a little bit so she can keep all her food products here. So basically, we're hiring Mr. Garza to take care of that warehouse. It's going to be done quite rapidly, so she can have something to keep her food in because till the other warehouse gets completed.
Mr. Peña, do we have any plans on the base building?
Right
Now
now,
that we
sir,
have the
we used to use it for parental involvement meetings. There's some offices there as well, sir, so it will continue for now to be used for that. And any other meetings that federal programs need.
So my question is, the current Fort Ringgold cafeteria we couldn't use that instead of buying that other building to do, like, it doesn't meet the needs of the district?
Come and answer it. No, ma'am.
It doesn't.
Food service needs a lot bigger. They're having to store at campuses and our central old cafeteria, right? And they do need freezers. Our freezers are temporarily outside. If you see them behind or right in front of the police department, and those are pretty old. They won't last very long. So they do need a central area, ma'am.
So we're going to invest in that one, renovating,
Yes.
and then invest in making the
Yes,
other
ma'am.
one.
But
And then what's going to happen to that one? It's just going to be left unused after?
We always need storage, miss. As you see around the district, our maintenance department, even food service will probably continue to still need areas to store.
And how much money do we have for the new one? That has nothing to do with this. This is just
Ms.
the old.
Robles, on the
For the-
paint warehouse, how much do we have left?
Because what if the same thing happens where we don't have enough money to even, why even start doing everything if we're going to end up paying $800,000 to somebody to do, an architect to do a drawing and then not even use it?
What's the
Have we
funding source,
looked
too?
into that?
Yes,
That is bonds.
I think we all have the same
It's coming
question.
from bond money?
Available funds for the food service warehouse or district shipping and receiving warehouse as of December the 5th is $1,232,723. That
We-
is after the purchase of the paint building.
And do we know what the cost for this renovation is going to be? Or is just the permission for them to go out there and start the
Well,
process?
I think that Mr. Garza is going to bring that to us, basically.
Okay.
We're not going to find out, but the fact of the matter is that, according to Mr. Garza, the paint area should be completed in how long, Mr. Garza, you think? Or when do you think that would be ready?
Oh, that's proposition E.
The paint warehouse, probably, let's see, we should maybe get it out on bids around May. And the construction, probably about a year, more or less.
But we don't know how much that's gonna cost us yet.
No.
R- Right now, we're still looking at that. There's a big question right now pending. That facility used to be used as a cooler, and we believe it has two different foundations with insulation in the middle, but we don't know that yet. So that's a big question that we need to drill the foundation and make sure that there's insulation there already. And if so, we're probably looking at around $2 million.
I don't want to be pessimistic, but 1.2 million, if that other renovation cost us, what was it, like $700,000 just to do the field house, imagine, it doesn't make sense to me that we're going to have enough money to even, get it done, so.
I think at the end of the day, I want to be perfectly honest, we're fortunate enough to have a little extra money, not a lot of money, but I think that if we have to put from general fund $1 million to finish a warehouse, we go out there and do it. Simply put, that was one of the things we put in the bond project, and so we need to do it. The fact, like I say again, we got caught in the simply fact that construction costs went out the roof. So at the end of the day, whether it's $500,000 or $1 million, I think we can afford it from fund balance right now, whenever it comes. And of course, we don't have to pay it right now. Maybe a year and a half from now. Hopefully by a year and a half from now, maybe the state will provide more monies for us. But right now, even if they didn't, I think we have basically we're in a financial state that we can provide a little extra money to finish that warehouse, simply put.
So at this point, they're asking the board for permission just to do a study?
Right. Well, no.
Or you're already going to start doing the architectural services?
Well, this is for the warehouse, for the
The
one
one
that we have at the
Right.
the flagpole. The fact of the matter that the food services director needs space. And let's say he says, May, it's going to go out to bid, it takes a year. We need space, simply put.
So what are the costs for the architectural services? Or what would be the cost if the board approves?
I believe the contract says 6%.
Of the
6%
total bid of $2 million?
Yeah. No, 6% out of, because we're taking the one behind the flagpole. So let's say the renovations are $300,000. 300,000 and 6% is what, 18,000?
Something like that, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. It's-
Now-
We're not asking for the big project, we're asking for the one behind the flagpole.
This is Proposition A money, right? The A, that's in the bond, Proposition A. I think it was like $3 million
Yeah,
allocated
yeah.
to the warehouse and cafeteria.
And it's like Mr. Peña says, we always need space.
We are going to put some alternates on all of these projects. For example, at the paint warehouse, the front of the building where the cooler is, which is, as you're looking at the building from the highway, it's on the far left side. Right now, we have metal panels on that wall. So those metal panels will probably be an alternate. In other words, how much would it cost to put these metal panels on the wall? And they'll give us a price on that, and depending on the budget, we can accept it or reject it. The base bid might say that those wall panels are going to be painted, and if we wanted to go up a little bit higher, we could put a metal panel on it. So all of these projects, we're going to have to do that with, so we can safeguard the budget as much as we can.
For item 3, if it's an absolute necessity to invest in this warehouse, then, well, let's do it. But honestly, if there's any possibility that we don't need it, that they can do how they've been doing until now, and just wait to do the other one, then I would say to wait.
Right now, Miss, every time it rains, it's leaking, materials are getting damaged, so we do need it. And it is a facility. If we don't fix it now, it's going to deteriorate even more. So administration recommends that we do, Miss, because we do need it and we'll always have use. We're also recommending a structural engineer to review this project, right, Mr. Garza? And also the auditorium. We need a structural engineer before we start spending any money to tell us everything is sound. They give the seal of approval. So administration, Ms. Robles, we've been meeting. We've included Mr. Salazar in our conversations. We just want to make sure that they're good to go.
According to the food service director, do we need it? Absolutely.
I just want to be fully transparent, come back with the price. We're saying 300,000, it could be, it's going to be more or less. Let's be specific, as specific as we can.
Well,
down the road.
at the end, this, whatever, when he puts it out to bid, we approve it.
Correct.
So at the end, we say yes or no at the end.
Yeah.
All we're giving him the opportunity to go look at it, put it out to bid, and at the end, we still have to say yes or no. Now, if it's too high or we don't like it, we can always say no, but it's up to us.
We can
With the
also
full components.
negotiate,
Yeah, okay.
the way we did the agreement.
Always negotiate.
Okay.
I just have one concern. The A1A was just put in front of us right now, so it's an addition to what's on the agenda. But if I could, just get legal, just to take a look at Exhibit A 45, if we could.
I've looked at it. My only issue has been the same that I've mentioned to our superintendent, and is that I don't like the language at the end, which limits the liability on the warehouse, the FN and the food services to $5,000. I don't like that language at all. So when it was sent to me, I did not approve it. And then the same thing for the architectural services for the performing arts. It was
well,
at
that-
$20,000, and that's not on there today. But my
I don't think we've ever granted a limitation of liability in
right,
any contract. That's
and
the one thing.
everybody that we do business with, whether it's a church or anybody that comes to our facilities, we always require at least $1 million.
But-
And I'm and
Yeah.
my
The
my
prop-
but-
yeah.
but if I can, okay. So I did not, when it was sent to me by Ms. Robles, I did not approve those
That-
contracts. And the reason was because I think that as a district, if we're going to spend, for example, in the performing arts, if it goes to $7 million, that's going to be $420,000 worth of architectural fees. And we're only going to be covered for $20,000? That doesn't make any sense to me. The same thing, if we're going to do the warehouse, it's going to be $2 million warehouse. Ultimate, why are we limiting our liability to Mr. Garza or anybody, not just Mr. Garza, to $5,000? To me, that's just, I cannot sleep at night if I don't tell the board that I strongly disagree with that language. Now, if the board wants to approve it, I'm okay with it, I'll sleep at night. But I just don't think that's in the best interest of the district. Most architects and engineers have errors and omissions, and that's all I'd ask is that they have it, errors and omissions. I'm sure Mr. Garza has it. I just don't want to bind the district into a contract where that's it, $5,000. I mean,
Can
or
we-
$20,000. That's attorney's fees for 1 month. Forget about any damages. So I do need to let all the board know that I did not approve either one of those contracts.
The thing I say, Baltasar, let me ask a question. If he's gonna make $18,000, that's what his profit, 6%. How can we bind him for $1 million?
He's not
Yeah.
going to make 18. He's going to make 420
No, no,
on
we're
one
talking
and
about-
120 on the other one.
No, we're
That's
talking- we're-
almost $600,000.
we're-
So yes,
no, no,
I do
no,
expect
sir,
him to be.
We're talking about the warehouse here behind the flagpole. We're not asking the other one. We're asking, the contract we're approving today is the one behind the flagpole, which is going to be about $300,000, which is, at 6% is $18,000. So how can we hold him responsible for $1 million when his profit is 18? And his problem, and I'll be honest with you, let me just speak out of turn a little bit. The problem is that a lot of these people have difficulty sometimes even working for us because once upon a time, everybody and their grandmother got sued, including Mr. Garza and every contractor that ever did any work for us. So again, what we're discussing right now is the one behind the flagpole. So I'm going to just say, how can we hold a guy responsible for $1 million when he's just going to make $18,000?
And my response to that, I did not say that for the warehouse, it's going to be remodeled. The one
Well, this is the one that we
Right,
have
no,
today.
but the two contracts, the supplements that were handed to the board today, those are the original contracts. And Mr. Peña said, if board council could look at it, and I've told you, I've looked at it, I do not approve of it.
So right now, the one we have now does not have that language.
So the one
still
we're
does.
approving,
It does have the
I
language.
looked at it, it's Exhibit A.
yeah,
Okay.
the one we're approving today is the warehouse behind the flagpole.
And I'm
There's 4
okay
and
on
5.
the warehouse behind the
5 and 6.
flagpole, I'm okay with the 5,000 because I know it's going to be minimal. That, I'm
Okay.
okay. It's the other two, the supplements that were sent that are on, that the board is giving,
And those are-
I'm not okay with.
And those are on different items, or?
Well, we're doing the one on the warehouse. On the other one, we're not doing the Performing Arts Center. We're gonna ask for a rendition on that one. So
Okay, so-
we're not hiring him to do anything on the Performing Arts Center. All we're gonna hire him today is for him to do a
So,
rendition.
Mr. Salazar, for that purpose, you're okay?
Yes, sir, I'm okay for the purpose of, that limited purpose.
Right.
So this doesn't take place right now, this part, The ones that you just gave us, Mr. Chavez? Like-
The other ones you're talking about?
Number
Right.
3, yes.
Yes, only number 3. Number 3 is Fort Ringo, it says there Fort Ringo Central Warehouse. That's the one.
Behind the flagpole.
But you're-
Exactly.
You're okay with that? if-
I'm okay with that one,
recommendations
5,000,
on
because
that
of the,
one,
of the,
Okay.
of the minimal fee that's being
Okay.
charged.
Let's go with number 3. Do I have a motion to approve item number 3?
I so move.
Second.
Well, don't we need an amended motion, I think? Because the.
It has a supplemental,
supplement.
was a
Okay.
supplemental?
Do I have a motion to approve item 3 with a supplement, separate document?
I so move.
Second.
I'll second, subject to legal approval.
I approve on that,
Okay,
on item 3.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Now, let me ask you a quick question now that it's been approved. But Mr. Garza does have insurance,
Yeah,
I would imagine.
that's-
I'm assuming. he
Because-
we're
does,
not
right?
waiving him carrying. the
Because
credit.
that's
General
the issue,
liability?
that's the issue with the multipurpose. So a lot of people believe that this was bond money or that we were misusing funds and all. This was actually insurance proceeds.
Actually,
Some of
Exactly.
some of it's
Some
of it.
combination.
Some of them.
Right.
And
It was-
general fund.
It was, I believe, Miss.
It was a combination of
When
two.
we settled this back in 2019, out of bankruptcy and insurance funds, I believe we placed this money in a separate account, right, Ms. Robles? And I want to say, I don't remember the total, but I want to say it was $1.3 million.
1.2, something?
Out of insurance funds.
It was
0.7.
insurance fund, this is not district
and
funds.
the other
It's
one?
been in our account since 2019.
So like, let me,
1.7.
you as,
For the
1.7.
record.
you as legal counsel for the school, even if he says, I'm limiting my damages to $5,000, he still has an insurance policy that might kick in, or
He-
more than likely will kick in.
He'd still be on the hook, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to put you in that position, Mr. Garza. I know you're in a strange position because the school was highly litigious in the past. I know a lot of folks got sued. I know you're concerned, but we'll do what's best for the school. You understand the line of questioning.
At the end of the day, I'm just going to say one thing. When we bid out Gruya Middle School, we had only one bidder, and there's a reason we only had
Yeah,
one bidder. Okay.
we have a reputation for being litigious. I understand that as well.
Let's go to item 4, and this is consider and take possible action on architect to do a rendition, just a rendition, a rendition of what what a performing arts center would look like at the auditorium. And that's the way we're going to put the motion. Consider possible action on the architect, Delfino Garza, to do a rendition of what a possible performing arts center would look at the auditorium. Rendition. We're not hiring him to do any architectural work, just a
So
rendition.
so this is apart from the options, this is just a rendition,
Just-
what it
just
would
a
like to
rendition.
hear.
This would want to be one of the
Okay.
options.
Got it.
Motion.
That's so move.
Second.
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Just clarification for discussion, the A1A, there's a supplement. Are we
No,
not
we're-
including
no,
it?
this has
Okay.
nothing to do with it.
Fantastic.
We're not hiring him to be,
Yep.
to do this.
Okay.
Okay,
we
so
should
it
be-
doesn't,
all right.
doesn't come up. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 5, consider and take possible action on selecting a delivery method for the renovations of the Fort Ringo cafeteria warehouse. What,
That's just a form of payment, right? Or-
Right,
The
that would
bidding
be
process.
Yes.
for the,
Cafeteria.
for the one behind the flagpole?
yes, sir.
Okay, so
Well,
what,
that-
to go out on bids, obviously, right?
Yes, it would be a competitive seal proposal, a CSP, so that is what we are recommending at this moment.
Motion,
Motion to approve as presented in the board packet.
as presented or by also?
As presented.
Okay. Second.
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 6, consider and take possible action on selecting a delivery method. With this, we're gonna
Motion to
table.
table.
Table number, item number 6.
Thank you.
Motion to table?
So
Motion.
move.
Second?
Second.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item 7, consider and take possible action on agreement by, from CHLH Engineering for civil engineering services for the Rio Grande City High School gym drainage improvement. And this is, we're having trouble at the Rio Grande City High School right now. When it rains a lot, water goes into the gym. It's nothing, I don't believe, and maybe Marin's here, nothing major. It's just basically to discuss, or we're hiring him to figure out a plan how to get the water out of that particular area, correct?
Exactly. Members of the board, Mr. Peña, Superintendent, we've been having this issue for years there in Rio High School. We have sandbags. We've already come up with maintenance to divert the water, but when we get a lot of rain, it's still just everything goes to that entrance, that door of the gym. So if you approve and we get to hire this engineering firm, we're hoping to solve that issue here for the future.
Mr. Lopez, who was the engineer that did the first one when the school was built?
I don't have that answer, Miss. It was many years ago,
So
so I'm sorry. Okay. They're
Rio
telling
Delta
me-
did that
They're telling me
first?
Rio Delta.
And so now we have to go back and refigure
We-
out
Yeah,
how
we've been
to fix
having
it.
this issue for a few years. And again, we've come up with different things here in-house, but when we get a lot of rain, it just, it does come in waves, and we need to get to this level where we bring in an engineer.
Mr. Lopez, I got a question. How much have we, or Mr. Peña, how much have we already spent fixing or trying to repair the issue with that facility? Do you know? Because I'm looking at the cost of, like if we're close to this, I think we need to do it, we need to get it fixed.
With this issue with the
Right.
water, yeah, we've
been an issue
had
for a
to,
while.
we've had to replace the gym floor. We've had to, our training room. We've had issues. We've been
Ms.
having
Robles,
issues for some
Can I,
time.
can I ask a couple of questions? Wasn't there a lawsuit, and don't we have monies to do this from a particular lawsuit? Weren't we instructed to put all this monies to repair? Many years ago, they sued the contractor, they sued everybody, and we got an X amount of dollars. And those dollars were put there so we could basically repair the things that were wrong in that particular school. We still have monies from that. So, yeah, and those are the funds we're going to use, the funds that were taken away or given to us in that particular lawsuit. And we can only use those funds, correct me if I'm wrong, to repair that school. We cannot use them in general fund, we cannot use them, and I don't know what the amount is, but basically it's not even coming from us, it's coming from the lawsuit that we
One
had,
of,
correct?
one of the benefits of being litigious, but it's 34,000, and it's coming from the RHS settlement funds.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, it's not really coming from our district, from us, it's really coming from a lawsuit, monies, and those monies can be used only to fix that school. It could be drainage, it could be air conditioning, it could be something in the structure, but we have, I don't know, $1 million some dollars, correct, ma'am? I don't know what even the amount is. $3 million.
That we still have left.
And that can only be done to fix, and that's what the money was for, to take care of all the inequities in that particular school. Okay?
And just advising the board, we also have a limitation of liability and a waiver of jury trial, but I guess given the nature of the project, that would be why.
Yes.
Reviewed it.
Right, that's one of the things that we have to be realistic, and so we have put mediation clauses on them.
Okay.
Because, again, nobody wants to do work in Stark County. So mediation's the only one, but it's mediation in Stark County, and we've got very fair judges and mediators, so I'm okay with that.
Mr. Verdial, just for the record, Ms. Robles, so that number that you gave, it's still part of your general fund total number? So it's not separate, it's part of the general fund?
Oh, it's part. It's not a sub-part, okay.
We'll get you the exact number. You get me the exact number, miss, and I'll let them know.
Yes, please.
And I guess I want to reiterate, simply put, that's how come at times we don't get competitive proposals or competitive seal proposals, is that nobody wants to bid our projects. And the only way you're going to get good bids is for several companies to want to bid on it. But literally, we sued every single contractor that exists in the valley and out of the valley too. So at the end of the
But
day,
I have a question with that. I think I discussed that with Mr. Salazar, that you said that the one that is building the high school, the Gruya Middle School, they did like some type of clause that said that we wouldn't sue them? Was
No,
that
no.
correct? How was that?
It requires binding mediation, so, and in Stark County. So
Okay.
whatever happens, we'd have to go to a district judge, either
Okay,
Judge
that's what
Gatsa-
you said, that's how we're dealing with that, so that, for that problem, that,
Exactly, because we will not agree to arbitration. I take arbitration out of all of our clauses, because then they send us to an arbitrator in
expensive.
Dallas, and it's more expensive than actually trying the case. But mediation, as we have several attorneys here and a lot of people that have been through litigation, mediation's most of the time the most effective and for all sides, and it's more cost effective.
And mediation basically is every party shows up with another lawyer who tries to be a third party, talks to both parties, they try to resolve the case there. If you don't resolve it there, then you obviously can proceed to
Yeah,
trial.
and they show up with the lawyers and their insurance carrier.
Correct.
And their adjuster, so it's very helpful.
The good thing about it, is somebody's going to say something that's fair and just
Exactly.
for both sides. With that said, can we have a motion on item 7?
I move to approve items 7 and 8.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 8 is considering take possible action on requisitions 5,000 and over. And this is an item we brought up at the board meeting last time, and the bottom line is we had PTOs trying to raise monies to do canopies for kids. So basically, I don't believe that monies from PTOs should be used to do any type of structures. I think monies from PTOs should be used to take kids to the movies and centers of that nature. So with that said, basically we got a couple of bids on what it would take to build 2 canopies for 2 schools, and maybe you could tell us what schools they are, and 2 bids to do the cement work, and see what you're all recommending.
Okay, the 2 schools where we don't have pavilions for our students is Ringgold Elementary and Magnet Middle. So in speaking to both our principals, Mr. Mario Sainz and Danny Ramirez, they have been in need of a pavilion at their respective campus. So we did meet with the principals. We met, with their team. They had a group of a staff with them, and we basically walked their campus and where they felt, would be a good location for a pavilion. So we went out and got 3 quotes for the cement slab and 3 quotes for the pavilion.
And we're recommending the lowest bid, or the lowest quote.
And yes, we will be recommending the lowest bid on both the pavilion and the cement slab.
I just want to add one thing. I think sometimes it's important for the community to know, that there's a money being spent for ACs and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing supplies. There's a invoice here for $53,000 for AC repairs at Gruya Elementary, Dr. Ramirez Elementary, Veterans Middle School, Ringo Middle School, Transportation Department, Gruya Middle, and then all sorts of electrical and plumbing supplies worth $39,000. So I think that's good for sometimes they don't get to see these invoices. It's good to say them out loud because I think those are good causes and money well spent.
With that said, do we have a motion to approve?
Mr. Velasquez,
Item 8.
he had actually made a motion to approve 7 and 8.
Mr. Velasquez made the
Yes.
motion to approve item 8. There's a lot of other things, but to me, the most important thing we have today is putting those canopies for those kids and those schools. I think they're sorely needed, and PTO's money should never come to do facilities. It should be for the kids. With that said, Mr. Velasquez has a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Noe. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody, and motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.